Hello friends, welcome back to another episode of Movies and Melodies. If you've noticed, in general, real life, movie life, all of these things, in any kind of a heterosexual romantic situation, you rarely see the woman making the first move, either to express her interest in the man or once the relationship is established and has progressed, to propose marriage to a man. And I was thinking, even in the movies, you see this reflected. So I set about trying to find songs where women make the first move. I mean, specifically the heroine. The vamp is always making the first move. In fact, she's the only one making the moves on the hero, right? So I was looking for specifically for heroine kind of making the first move sort of songs. I did find a few actually, and some of them are like, wow, quite steamy. So the first song for today, it's from Teen Deviya. I think it came out mid-50s. Devanand with three leading ladies. You have Nanda, who plays sort of a middle class young woman who is staying in some lodgings and working and stuff. Then you have the actress Kalpana, who plays a film actress in the movie as well. And then you have Simi Garewal, who plays a wealthy socialite, very sophisticated woman of the world kind of role. The hero, he is, again, this is another tribute to Devanand's, what shall I say, courage to take on roles that have negative shades in them. In this, he plays this young man who is basically flirting with all three women. He can't quite commit. He, is having a good time with everyone. And then the unthinkable for him happens where all three of them propose to him. Now he's really confused. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know who to pick or even whether to pick at all. And then, he goes through a bunch of scenarios in his head and figures out who he wants to be with. So the song I'm talking about, it's a romantic duet. It's actually almost like a seduction kind of a song on the heroine's part, but the hero is trying to kind of back off because he's worried that things are getting a little too hot for him. Picturized on Simi and Devanand, Kishore Kumar, Lata ji singing. उफ़ कितनी ठंडी है मेरी, सुलगे हैं तन्हाई मेरी.
उफ़ कितनी ठंडी है ये रुत,
सुलगे है तन्हाई मेरी. सन 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 जलता है बदन,
कांपे है अंगड़ाई मेरी. उफ़ कितनी ठंडी है ये रुत,
सुलगे है तन्हाई मेरी. सन 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 जलता है बदन,
कांपे है अंगड़ाई मेरी. तुम पे भी सोना है भारी, वो है काला सी चिंगारी. तुम पे भी सोना है भारी, वो है काला सी चिंगारी.
है कोई इन आँखों में एक तुम जैसी ख्वाबों की परी.
उफ़ कितनी ठंडी है ये रुत,
सुलगे है तन्हाई मेरी. सन 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 जलता है बदन,
कांपे है अंगड़ाई.
मैं सुंदर हूँ. This movie was a remake actually of a hit Tamil movie called Server Sundaram. It starred Nagesh as Sundaram. In Main Sundar Hoon, Mahmood starred in the title role as the waiter Sundar, who later on becomes a movie star and makes money and so on. The couple who form the other part of the triangle are Biswajit and Leena Chandavarkar in this movie. It's a very melodramatic movie, a tearjerker basically. You know, you end up feeling very sad for the hero who very nobly sacrifices his love and ends up alone. The song that I'd like to share is again a duet, Asha Ji with Kishore Kumar. Shankar Jaikishan's music with Anand Bakshi's lyrics. Leena Chandavarkar, actually she does a phenomenal job acting in this, you know, where she's quite bold in making her advances. मुझको ठंड लग रही है मुझसे दूर तू न जा.
मुझको ठंड लग रही है मुझसे दूर तू न जा मुझको ठंड लग रही है मुझसे दूर तू न जा न जा न जा न जा न जा
आग दिल में लगी है मेरे पास तू न आ आग दिल में लगी है मेरे पास तू न आ न आ न आ न आ न आ
मुझको ठंड लग रही है मुझसे दूर तू न जा
नाम दोनों का जमाने में बहुत बदनाम हो हाँ 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 नाम दोनों का जमाने में बहुत बदनाम हो हाँ 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 हाँ
जो बदनामी का डर था तो फिर प्यार क्यों किया मुझको ठंड लग रही है मुझसे दूर तू न जा न जा न जा न जा न जा
आग दिल में लगी है मेरे पास तू न आ
Aankho Aankho Mein. This came out, I think, early 70s, 72, 73, something like that. Rakhi and Rakesh Roshan in the lead. It's sort of a stereotypical kind of a movie, you know, stepmother throwing the stepson out in favor of her own son. And the stepson is played by Rakesh Roshan. He goes away to some remote village somewhere in the Himalayas and he embarks upon building a dam. Meanwhile, there's a local tribe and he has to win their trust. While doing that, he falls in love with the chief's daughter, played by Rakhi. And you know, they have their romance. Meanwhile, the half-brother, the evil half-brother, comes back and causes trouble, but everything is resolved. The music for this movie was by Shankar Jaikishan and Hasrat Jaipuri's lyrics. The title song is what I'm talking about. It's a very bold Rakhi, yet there's this innocence about her, and a very bashful Rakesh Roshan. Aankho aankho mein baat hone do, and she says, mujhko apne baahon mein sone do. Kishore Kumar and Asha Ji.
आँखों आँखों में आँखों आँखों में बात होने दो
मुझको अपनी बाहों में सोने दो
ना आँखों आँखों में बात होने दो
हाँ मुझको अपनी बाहों में सोने दो
शादी हो जाने दो
शादी हो जाएगी पहले मीठे सपनों में खोने दो
ना ना आँखों आँखों में बात होने दो
मुझको अपनी बाहों में सोने दो
शादी हो जाने दो
शादी हो जाएगी पहले मीठे सपनों
बढ़ेगी आगे लेकिन हौले हौले।
क्यों मन का पंछी डोले, प्रीत की बोली बोले।
अरे बात बढ़ेगी आगे लेकिन हौले हौले।
कब तक इंतजारी,
उम्र पड़ी है सारी, दिल को जरा दिल में समोने दो, आंखों आंखों में बात होने दो।
मुझको अपनी बाहों में सोने दो।
शादी हो जाने दो,
अरे शादी हो जाएगी, पहले मीठे सपनों में खोने दो।
ना 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 ना, आंखों आंखों में बात क्या समझी।
Jaya Bhadure and Sanjeev Kumar entranced us in Anamika. This was in 1973. A suspense thriller with a soup song of romance. So well acted. It was such a well made movie. Music was outstanding. You know, R.D. Burman with Majroo Saab. Oof, what an excellent combination and such a fantastic movie. If you haven't already seen it, I highly recommend that you watch it. This song that I want to share with you, it's picturized on Jaya Bhadure. She is so mischievous in this. She's teasing Sanjeev Kumar, but she's also sort of making the moves on him. She's a woman who has amnesia, and in this amnesic state, she has decided that she's married to Sanjeev Kumar. He actually, poor thing, is a bachelor, not married to her, doesn't know her from a hole in the wall basically, but is gamely kind of helping her along. He is so good as the absolutely panicked young bachelor who's so afraid that somebody is going to see this and misunderstand everything. It is Lataji singing. You would not believe how incredibly mischievous she sounds, very naughty, and you know, she knows that this is a joke and she fully expresses that in her voice. Baahon mein chale aao.
बाहों में चले आओ, बाहों में चले आओ, हो हमसे सनम क्या पर्दा, हो हमसे सनम क्या पर्दा, ये आज का नहीं मिलन, ये संग है उम्र भर का, बाहों में चले आओ, हमसे सनम क्या पर्दा, हो हमसे सनम क्या पर्दा। चले ही जाना है नजर चुरा के, फिर थामी थी साजन तुमने मेरी कलाई क्यों, चले ही जाना है नजर चुरा के, फिर थामी थी साजन तुमने मेरी कलाई क्यों, किसी को अपना बना के छोड़ दे, ऐसा कोई नहीं करता, बाहों में चले आओ, हमसे सनम क्या पर्दा, हो हमसे सनम क्या पर्दा।
Feroz Khan took the whole country by storm in 1980 when he introduced us to a very young and amazing singer, Nazia Hassan, in the movie Kurbani. The movie was sensational in many ways. For music direction, it was Kalyanji Anandji mainly, but he also brought in this international star called Biddu, who was originally from Bangalore, just for one song. And also he had two people writing the lyrics, Indivarji and Farooq Kaiser, for just this song. People were like, he basically shook up the industry norms of, one music director, one lyricist kind of a thing, which was popular at that time. He starred in the movie himself opposite Zinat Aman, and Vinod Khanna has a parallel role as the other, Feroz Khan's friend, who is also in love with Zinat Aman and ends up sacrificing his love, Kurbani, and his life. So the music actually was very nice. It was very different, very unusual. It really spoke to the youth of that time. And Nazia's voice was very charming. She had a lovely kind of a husky, sort of a full-throated kind of a voice. It was very pretty. And the song that I want to share with you, it's picturized on Zinat Aman, and it's just this one song that Biddu composed and Farooq Kaiser wrote the lyrics for. Zinat Aman very publicly proclaims to Feroz Khan, "Aap jaisa koi mere zindagi mein aaye to baat ban jaye." Kartavya. This movie came out in 1979. It was a remake of a landmark Kannada movie called Gandhada Gudi, which had come out in 73. It starred Dr. Rajkumar, who was quite possibly the most adored film star, I think, in India, frankly. I think his popularity was way more than even Amitabh Bachchan. Dare I say that. But the movie was, was sort of a moderate success. Dharmendra Rekha in the lead, and Vinod Mehra plays this sort of a parallel villain, but later on reformed kind of guy. The story is of a forest ranger who's fighting poachers. He discovers very late in the day that the poacher that he kills is actually his own brother. The villain will have kidnapped this brother in his childhood. This is like a revenge thing against the father of these two young men. Anyway, retributions and recriminations and much sorrow and all of that, but it is what it is. He's killed his brother. The music for this movie was by Lakshmikant Pyarelal. The lyrics, Varma Malik and Kafil Azar. I'm not quite 100% sure who wrote this particular song. I think it is Kafil Azar, but I wouldn't swear it. Lata ji has sung this song. So in the movie, Rekha is tending to a wounded Dharmendra, and she actually declares both her love and her desire for him. It's quite a steamy number. दूरी न रहे कोई, तुम इतने करीब आओ, तुम मुझ में समा जाओ, मैं तुझ में समा जाऊं. That's it, folks, for all these female taking the lead kind of songs. I encourage you to go out and look for some more. Maybe in the newer movies, it's a little more common, so hopefully we'll find some more. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Until then, remember, music is food for the soul. Keep listening.